Pocky Day. Tori's always wanted to try some, but most store-bought Pocky always has milk in it. Tori's never been able to try it out herself. Wow, but today is the end of that. Because she's making some dairy-free ones, which suppose is also vegan. So firstly, you want to mix the dry ingredients all together, starting out with some plain flour. Measure out 145 grams, either to a bowl or straight into a food processor. Don't worry, if you don't have one, you can still achieve this with a simple bowl and a spoon. After measuring out the flour, time to add the sugar. Tori is trying to be a tiny bit healthier, so she's using a calorie-free sugar, but any sugar is a-okay. You only need 3 tablespoons of that, and next the salt. Only a tiny little small pinch, maybe 2. Now you wanna burr it all up. Just a little bit though, or just mix it in a bowl and a spoon, just like usual. Next, measure out 50 grams of butter. Tori's using a dairy-free butter, but any should be okay. So you want to measure 50 grams. Tori's being slightly more lazy and just using little paper you get with the butter. So once you measure 50 grams, you want to cut it all up into little chunks after you clean up your little mess. That's okay though. So add the little chunks into smaller pieces without getting them all over your cloth and put into your processors. Yep. Pop, 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 pop. And then you wanna put that all away. Pop, pop. And then you wanna put the lid on. And you wanna burr, burr, burr until a little bit incorporated. You want to put your milk of choice into the processor. Tori chose almond milk because that's her favorite. 3 tablespoons of that. And then put the lid back up. And then you want to post. Oh, it's a little bit stuck. Here we go. Next, you want to transfer it all into a little bowl and continue mixing the small bits with a spoon. Clear it all up. Make sure nothing goes to waste. Mix the small bits until it looks like a dough. Adding a tiny bit more milk if it looks a bit dry. And then you want to mix. The mixing part is actually what takes Tori the longest time. But put on a video of your favorite cooking show and it'll be done in no time. It's time for our favorite part.
Ready?
Knead the dough until it's all incorporated. Bam, 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 bam.
Few moments later.
Oh! Now that's all balled up. We need to chill it so it won't just melt in the oven. Grab some cling film and wrap it all around, leaving no open gaps. This may look like a small ball of dough, but trust Tori, it will make so many Pocky sticks. Once that's all done, into the fridge it goes for at least 2 hours. We want to make sure our Pocky stays in shape when we roll it and bake them. Off it goes!
2 hours later.
Our cool-down dough ball is now ready to be turned into a magnificent Pocky. So what you want to do is get a little rolling pin or something similar and start rolling it out, making it as flat as possible. You want your dough sheet around 5mm thick. This part is really fun in Tori's opinion, though she couldn't really find her usual rolling pin, so she has to use this random tube she found. Don't worry, Tori cleaned it before. She also used a cling film to stop it from sticking. Once it's all been flattened, it's time to cut the little strips. First off, cut the excess dough to give you a nicely shaped rectangle. Don't worry, Tori will be using all that excess afterwards, so keep it to the side. Cut the sheet into little strips approximately 5 millimeters wide as well. Tori doesn't know what that amounts to in of a metric system, so sorry she can't tell you. Now it's time to roll them into iconic strips. It takes a few to finally get the right technique down, but just practice and you'll get better at them. By the 5th stick, maybe. Off to the side, Tori prepared a baking tray with some parchment or baking paper on it. So, to put our hello homemade Pocky on there. Also, at this point, Tori has turned on the oven at 180 degrees Celsius and left it to preheat, ready for her little sticks. See? Tori is getting so much faster at rolling them after a few. This is Tori's first time making Pocky after all. So many people don't because it's 1,000 times cheaper just to buy a box. It's time to use all that excess to make more Pocky. Roll it out into the same shape as before. You won't get as much, but you'll be surprised at how many you may get. With Tori, no food goes to waste with her. Once you get a smaller sheet like this, Tori likes to have a little bit of fun making smaller biscuits. If you aren't using a cutter, be extra careful, okay? You can be extra creative and cut out whatever shape you want. Can you tell what Tori's cutting out? Find out later! Tori's gonna make hearts out of the last bit of dough with a little cutter because why not? They're really cute when they're done. So what you want to do is put them on your baking trays strategically. Though Tori suggests using 2 trays or a larger tray to what Tori got. And ta-da! Well, they're super un-Pocky shaped, but they've been made with all of Tori's love. She can eat it all up right now. Wait, no. Tori must be patient. After all, she's making them for her favorite people. Now, put them in the oven for 15 minutes, checking on them every 5 minutes.
15 minutes later.
Meanwhile, you can prepare your toppings. Ow, Tori, the camera. Anyway, Tori didn't really plan this part out properly, so she didn't have any chicken to panko or fry and stick onto a stick, just like Princey suggested. But she's going to make some sweet Pocky instead. And her Pocky sticks are out. She kind of forgot about them, so they're a little bit overcooked. But that's okay, it's going to cover in chocolate anyway. Leave them to cool for at least 15 minutes and put them on your work table. Tori's mystery one is looking good. As Tori is craving some Thai milk tea at the moment, she's going to make some Thai milk tea Pocky with biscuit pieces as well as some Biscoff and chocolate hazelnut spread ones. Maybe she put some of these extra bits and bobs to make it extra fancy. It's time for decorating. Cover well with the melted chocolate you can see here. She melted it in the microwave at 15-second intervals, mixing in between. Most of her sticks are going to be covered in Thai milk tea infused white chocolate sauce. Does it have milk? Maybe, but it's too late for Tori now. She'll have to suffer the consequences of her actions another day. Some she leaves with the sauce, others she adds pumpkin seeds and crushed biscuits to them. It's such a magical activity, as she can do so many things with them. She's already planning what to do next time she makes these. Maybe some matcha ones, or a pumpkin spiced one. Okay, now for the dairy-free options. With these, you have to freeze them as the spreads are already mushy, so take out a few small plates. They're a little bit more finicky than the white chocolate one, but they smell so good. Tori is leaving a few plain ones, as she prefers it that way, just like bubble waffles. No topping is sometimes justice. It's time for her big reveal of her special biscuit. Tori isn't very good with all this technology stuff, so most of the decorating is off camera. Ow! But you can see a small glimpse. Can you guess what it is yet? Though most places here in the UK sell Thai brownie Pocky for like 4 times the price. She's so used to seeing it for like 12 baht. But here it's at least £1.50. Tori loves snacks. much. It's Tori! Yay! Now she doesn't really want to eat it, but it's cute still, right? Yatta! It's time for the Thai milk tea ones to go into the fridge and the Biscoff and Hazelnut choco ones to go in the freezer. Tori didn't actually time how long it took, but overall it was about 20 minutes for both to harden. Quest